Today I'm sharing my practice journal and my favorite system for tracking and building good habits. Mastery in anything requires patience. You have to be able to work consistently for a long period of time, allow all those good things to happen beneath the surface until finally one day you can see the outward change and results that you've been after. Tracking and journaling is proven to be a very effective way to speed up the process, to build skills faster, and to also really have a positive impact on your motivation and your mindset as well. So I think the reason why a lot of people still skip this very important step is because some of the journaling systems are so complicated. I have seen systems where you're expected to write paragraphs at the end of each practice. First of all, I'm a believer that if you are really active and thinking deeply during your practice, you shouldn't have to write down everything to remember what you did anyways. Also, if you're in the middle of a busy season and you have to add 10 minutes to the end of every practice to write out paragraphs of what you did, you can easily eat up another hour of your day. The system that I use is very simple to set up. You set it up once at the beginning of the month and check in again at the end of the month. Very minimal writing, and it's a great way to just have a bird's eye view of everything that you're working on. I like to use a moleskin booklet, which I know lots of musicians do. I have tried online habit trackers. It doesn't ever seem to be the same, and I think lots will agree that there are some things that are just better when it's pen on paper. So I've included in the downloads one small tracker that will fit into a moleskin booklet like this one. You can also use a full page one that's included in the downloads as well. So as I mentioned, there are two different sizes available to download. It's probably easier for me to show you around the big one. So all you do at the start of the month is you put the month at the top, and then you can add your repertoire all the way down the side. This system works for building any habit. So if there's anything else that you want to reinforce, exercising every day, drinking enough water, you can put them in one of these categories too. Any specific points that you have within that category, so for that piece or for that area of your life that you're trying to strengthen. And then all you do is every day of the month you color in or make a mark or a note of the days that you have practiced that habit. So some people will go a little further and make an index, and they will mark a check mark means one thing or a different color means another. For myself, this is an example of my smaller size. So this is the small size that fits in the moleskin. All I do is I color it in solid if I did a full practice, and I give it an X if I think it was kind of a half practice. So again, I keep it very, very simple that way. The tracker works very well on its own. It's really all you need, but if you want to take it one step further and have just a little bit more space, the second page of the tracker can also be printed off, and this just gives you a little space where you can make a tiny note about how you did that day, anything that you want to remember or make note of. Again, it's very point form, very short, sweet, and simple. And what I also love to do is at the beginning and at the end of each month, I like to set my goals and my intentions at the beginning of the month, and then when I'm done my month and I can see everything and how I did each day, and I'm kind of looking at this whole thing as a glance, some months are better than others, then I take some time to reflect and note the things that I accomplished, and lastly to set new intentions and see what I could have done differently. So that's really all there is to it. It's very short and sweet, which I believe it has to be to stay consistent. I think the hardest part about staying consistent and having good habits is really just making that choice to start each day and work a little bit at a time. So I'll show you before we go, and a reminder, all of these downloads are available in the link. And here is my September that I've set ahead of time for next month. I've got my blank tracker on this page. I've set up where I can make point form notes, very short and sweet on this side, and of course on the first page where I can set my goals and my intentions for the month. So I hope that helps. Happy practicing to you all. See you soon.